Welcome to Total Fitheads.
Serious fitness for not so serious people. Alright, let's go. Living forever.
That's the dream.
Is it? So many people are like, well, I don't know. When you say that, they're like, well, I don't know if I want to live forever. And I'm like, well, that's because you didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. That's one of those ones where they're like, well, I don't know if I'd want to win the lottery. I want to like make my own money. I'm like, okay, pal. Why don't you just like come up with another? It's to me it's an excuse of like, I don't really want it because X versus I'm sad that I don't have it because I really want it.
Oh yeah, sour grapes.
Yeah.
I think it's more of people think that, okay, well, you see people in old folks home and you don't want to do that, but we're talking health span here, which is a new cool term that everyone's saying. And actually the best argument I've heard for this is that you do want to keep living if you have health span, because question, what if your birth certificate was wrong and we just found out right now that you're 90? Do you want to keep living?
Yeah, I feel pretty good for 90.
Exactly. You wouldn't be like, well, I've hit 90.
Time to die.
Yeah, that's it. If you felt as good as you do now when you're 90, you would want to keep living.
Call Dr. Kevorkian. Yeah, I don't. I think longevity it's a dumb way. Yeah, you're right. It's a dumb way of saying it. I don't want to be feeble for 70 years.
Yeah.
I want to feel strong for 50. Another 50 years
right.
or whatever.
Right. Well, I was just talking to my mom. Oh, already bringing it up in the episode.
Check.
Nailed it.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Allie's mom.
And she was like, well, I don't know, because I'm retired now, so then my money would run out. And I'm like, oh, so you want to run out with your money? And that sounds like, yeah. Because she had to rethink, well, if I was healthy now, I'd have to go back to work and just pretty much enjoying being retired.
I think that's a societal construct that messes you up a little bit. If she didn't have to worry about money, or really,
well, then we'd have to fix that, right?
If she didn't have to worry about being a burden on you.
Oh,
if she couldn't make her own money.
This is an imaginary world.
If she can make her own money easily doing something she likes that isn't overly taxing, as like there's jobs you can do when you're 20. I don't want to be 90 working construction. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of caveats to living forever.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. There's a lot, I think if you simplify it or you boil it down to the simplest question, then yes, you want to live forever. You don't want to be a burden, you want to be healthy, you want to be happy, you don't want to be alone, you don't want to be...
But think about this, you would be an astronaut, ballerina, construction worker, and the best construction worker on the planet. Like, if you had an infinite time, you would get infinitely good at everything. How boring would that be?
I wonder if you'd get infinitely good at entertaining yourself.
Ooh, counter-argument. Because I've only ever heard that it's really hard to conceptualize infinite, but you get to the point where absolutely everything had been done and done again, and then there was nothing more for you to do. But then I guess maybe...
Well, I think you get bored, sure, which is why you would need some sort of a companion or something like that. But, dude, whatever, get a dog. You know what I mean?
But with your companion, you would have infinite conversations, so you would have said everything possible multiple times to each other.
Does your companion also live forever? Also, there's a big difference between live forever and live 500 years.
Yeah, oh yeah. 500, easy, no question you want that. Oh my goodness.
That's a walk in the...
But I do love the idea of being an absolute elite level pianist and an astronaut.
But for what audience?
Oh, right, because everyone's dead, or because everyone else is also an elite pianist and ballerina and construction worker?
Both. So would you rather everyone else lives normally?
And I just keep living?
Keep
No!
living, or would
you just watch waves of people die. Oh my goodness. No.
Yeah.
That would be awful. But also I'd still take it. If I could just...
Depends on the people.
Oh no, but then... Yeah, it depends on the people. You're gambling on the human race not sucking forever away from now. or even stopping existing, and then you're just floating in space by yourself with nothing.
We're getting real nerdy, real off the wall here.
Just Dave Asprey out in a vacuum of space, living forever.
Like, told you I was crushing it. And then God's like, told who? And he's like, what?
Okay. So, fine, we've established health span. We want that for at least 500 years.
Yeah, and I think, more accurately, living extremely active past 60 or 70.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, what if you're uploading your brain?
This is these like fitness nerd goals. That's the fitness nerd goals.
Yeah,
to run marathons in your 80s and stupid stuff like
crush
that.
It. I follow a handful of healthy old people on Instagram, and it's fantastic.
Nice.
I can't wait to be one.
Nice.
Like when age is not something you're embarrassed of, but proud.
I don't think
it only works in your favor.
Yeah. I don't think I was ever embarrassed by when I had my first job and I was like underage. I was pretty embarrassed because I felt real dumb telling people what to do when I was like 19. And I would tell like adults. Part of my job, I was a landlord, and so I'd tell people to like pay their rent, and I didn't even have my own. I was living at home with my parents because I was, and then I had my own apartment, but it was like my very first apartment, and then I had to go forth and tell other people, adult scumbags, to pay their bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you better pay, I think.
Adult scumbags.
I think that's how it happens.
You're talking to ham sandwich Max that's grown up.
No, I'm talking to like, I'm elite because I go to a fancy school. I don't have to pay my bills type thing. Yeah. Or like, I live in Harvard Square. So I'm an intellectual. It's like, did you go to Harvard? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. It's like intellectual adjacent, I guess, but no, I don't think I've ever been.
My dad can hire people that are 18 and up. But he owns a beer distributor, and so now they're carding people when they can't even buy beer.
I forget who it was, but I saw some interview with some celebrity. I'm blanking on it, but she was this girl, and she was like, "Yeah, I was a bartender when I was like, since I was like 15. Well, first when I was 13, I was bussing tables. 14, I was a waitress. Then they let me be a bartender."
Is that legal?
And then they were like, "Is that allowed?" And then she was like, "Yeah, well, what would happen is I'd say, 'Hey, do you want a beer?' And they're like, 'Yeah, are you allowed to sell it to me?' And then she'd be like, 'Well, do you want the beer or not?'" And they're like, yeah. You know, never related anything more in my life.
Let's not ask questions that get in the way of what I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so. We're talking about.
We were talking about longevity. Allie's all into this. How do I want to live forever. I listen to all these health nerds. I better drink literal mud, and I better stop drinking water for a year, and then I'll eat upside down, and then, you know what I mean?
Upside down.
I'll only sleep planking and stupid stuff like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, Allie, what does this even mean? What are you talking about?
Well, some of them probably work. What sucks is that you can't really tell, I guess. We've been watching our blood sugar, but you've had levels on longer than a month. I've been wearing it for a year, coming on 2 years. Yeah. And I watch my blood sugar to make sure it's not spiking, and I eat to keep those spikes down because it helps you live longer. Supposedly, I don't know. I probably would have died last year, but good thing I was watching my blood sugar.
Shout out Levels, saving Allie's life one year at a time.
Ugh.
One armband at a time.
What else are we doing that's murdering us and we didn't even...
Plastics. We were talking... Microplastic freaks me out big time.
Totally.
I don't love it. I don't love mold.
You come into my studio and it doesn't smell fresh.
Great, no.
It's a little bit like, when you go to camp and you haven't been to your camp in a while. What is that? I don't want to say mildew.
Musky.
Yeah, musky. There we go.
I don't want to say mildew.
I just did, though.
So I won't.
There are people coming to clean this weekend. I got someone to help out, which is weird, right? The cleaners come in and you're like, yeah, just vacuum the walls and ceiling.
Yeah, just light it on fire. Let's just reset this whole thing. Hit the reset button, you know what I mean?
Get out. It's great in here. You can't burn gold.
You're right. No, well, how much gold do you think you inhaled?
From my...
It was dust, right?
Oh
when you were
my
doing
goodness,
it?
routine is like, your gold is off the charts. We didn't even know why we tested for that, and you were just full of gold.
Are you Midas?
He's referencing, is it on camera? No. I have a
No.
gold skeleton from my...
But you painted it yourself, right?
I didn't paint it,
You dusted, well, the skull is gold, and the body is...
It's fake gold. You can
But
tell.
is it paint, or is it like dusty?
No, it's not painted. There are squares of it, and you lay it delicately on there, and use a brush to make it. It's way harder than it sounds.
You did that for the skull. Did you do that for the body also?
Yes.
Oh wow.
It took me.
That's annoying.
I don't know, 80 hours of work.
Nice.
Yeah. I can't think of the word now. It starts with an E.
Excellent.
I excellented it.
Eggs?
No, the word for turning things gold.
It's not E.
I keep thinking embalming, but that's because it's a skeleton.
No, it's
It's not E?
Oh.
I made a whole video about this. I learned how to do it, and I can't think of it. Ugh, I have to Google.
It's something stupid. Like
See, I have brain fog, and I'm going to
or-
die early, because I can't think of
Because of
this.
the mold? Because of the gold mold?
Turn something gold. It's not. That's such a
Is it a Google?
gold leaf. Is what it's called.
No. When you...
I know.
It's like mixology or etymology. It's something like those.
For gilding.
Gilding?
It's called gilding. Yeah.
It's
Why did I
not.
think E? Yes, it's called. Well, that's the word I was looking for.
This
What
your
was
first time Googling?
Yes, because I normally know everything. But all those microplastics. Oh, I was thinking about this. I wear a night guard at night because I am stressed and can't stop clenching.
Alchemy.
That's making gold. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Back when science was a lie.
Alchemy. That's the word you're looking for. There's an E in there.
I alchemized.
It ends with an E. Why?
Skeleton. Okay. Oh, what was I saying? No, I don't even remember.
You're breathing gold and then...
Oh, yeah. No, I am anxious and I clench my jaw even when I'm unconscious, is what I was saying. And the thing is made out of plastic, and I've snapped 2 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, sure.
You gotta get a thicker one.
The strongest muscle in my body, in everyone's actually, that's so stupid,
Remind
is
me.
your jaw.
God.
And I feel like
You
I'm
gotta get you a bunch
just,
of walnuts.
sucking on, yeah. I will wake up and they're all shelled.
Be a human nutcracker. There's your Christmas costume. Oh, Christmas costume. It's your Halloween costume.
That's really good.
A
I can
human
make it out of
nutcracker.
foam.
You get that thing and
Yeah, and then if it works
The
too,
hat.
people can come play and I'll just...
You better get some soft. You better pre-crack those walnuts. You don't
Yeah.
want to be chipping any teeth on Halloween. It's a
I
real...
mean, it's worth it.
for the bit. Oh man, that's funny. Totally worth it.
Okay.
What is the worst thing you've done at a party that was totally worth it? Because I just thought of mine.
Oh, you asking me to do pistol squats all the time or push-ups into a bar floor.
That was gross.
Which always gets other people doing push-ups somehow. It sounds like it's the stupid thing, and everybody like, why is that person doing push-ups? But instead they say, I'm also going to do push-ups, and then you have a bunch of friends.
Yeah. It's weird how that works so well. I definitely did not... when we did that the first time, I did not think it was going to make us any friends. I thought people would just be like, well, that's weird. I hope they leave soon. But a lot of people joined in.
And then cheered. If they weren't doing it, they were cheering along.
And then, yeah.
What about you? What's the dumbest thing you've done at a party that was...
I cut my toe, and then I just tried to, like, pretend like it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bled through my shoe. And I was like, I really don't feel very good. I better go to bed. And then that was the dumbest thing I've done.
Well, at least no one could make fun of you. There's like an Ellen stand-up where she talks about running into a glass door at a party or whatever. It sounds similar. And she's like, well, pain takes a backseat to embarrassment here. And you just pretend like it's fine. I've definitely ran into a screen door.
I've knocked the screen door off.
Oh, wow. See, then you're just like, you just gotta own it. It's what I meant to do.
You're like, I am so much stupider than everyone else. And not only is it like sort of harmless, I knocked the screen door off and then it slammed onto the kitchen table and broke a bunch of saucers and mugs and stuff. And so then it was far more like, wow, I am the dumbest meatball. I'm a meatball rolling down a hill.
It's stuck in the.
It's like a snowball that rolls down a hill and gathers snow. Only it started out as a meatball, just gathering meat. You know.
Big old meatball.
That was a time. Yeah, I was playing beer pong. And I looked down, and I was like, why does my foot hurt so bad? Oh, right, I cut my toe. And my whole sneaker was just like, the front of it was just blood. And I was like, I gotta finish this game and then go sit down.
Yes, of course. Indeed.
Wasn't great.
I've taken to entering places that have glass fronts with just like one hand kind of forward.
Smart.
Yeah, because then you don't have to stop and think about it. You can just sort of be like, okay, I'm in. Do that first.
You're just swimming.
Yeah, or around the corner, because people.
Yeah, they always take those corners too tight. And
yeah.
So do I, but I'm not wearing a shirt and I'm sweaty, so that's their
well,
problem.
if you're turning right, then you should take it tight. But if you're turning left, you're a jerk that just hit someone who should take it tight.
I didn't hit them. I just chested them.
And it's my face because I'm so short.
Because you're like nipple high. Yeah. That's so funny.
Picking beard hairs. Okay, so there are some indicators that I looked up that to show how long you're going to live. And it's not just how much you pay attention to your blood sugar, because that didn't even come up.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I guess these were little tests.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also qualities that you have that could show. We'll just start with the qualities. Do you floss?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Every day?
Every night.
Wow.
Yeah, I
you
bought
are
a bunch of those toothpicks, those floss picks.
Oh, you use okay.
I like the picks, but I really like the actual floss more. My uncle's a dentist, Dr. Fang.
Stop.
And so he told me to floss, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, I was like, yeah, maybe I better. I think what happened was I found a piece of bacon or a piece of steak or something in my teeth, and I was like, that's funny. I didn't have bacon tonight. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, that was from 3 breakfast days ago. You know what I mean? 3 days ago breakfast, and I'm like, all right, I better start flossing. And then it got really bad when I did my Invisalign. She was like, that's when I started. So that was probably 10 years ago.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because she was like, because I had to put it's plastic mouth guards.
And now you're going to die several years early.
So you put them in and take them out.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to wear them, at least at this point, you're supposed to wear them for 22 hours a day. So you take them out to eat.
So you
then
get
you brush
2 hours
floss.
of eating and that's it.
Yeah. So then it got me into the mood. Then it got me into the mood of really, really flossing.
Yeah.
And then I think once I finished with them, that's when that bacon thing happened.
It
And
was
I was like,
seal
all right,
the
I'm
deal.
going. Forget this.
Flossing.
But yeah, it was. It's a good exercise.
I've heard. I also heard on TikTok that it's not. Remember we talked about that with the bristle. The bristle episode was great, by the way.
Yeah.
And they confirmed that you should be flossing. So does this. Mm-hmm. Although you're better than 60% of the population because only 40% of people do floss daily.
Really?
Yeah. Good for you.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
No question. Twice whenever I go to the dentist because they'll do it and I'll still do it at night.
Oh.
Yeah. So 2 days a year I floss twice. Somebody else helps me out.
That's one of my favorite memes or TikToks or whatever when someone's like, POV, your dentist just asked if you floss, and he's got a string and it's like a ham, because they floss for you, and you're like, hey, and he's like, do you floss? And then you're just like, every day, and they pull out you know what I mean, a full mushroom or whatever. It's so gross.
That's funny.
Flossing.
I just got new floss. Chew.
Ooh.
Bristle suggested a different type of floss. It's superior than other flosses.
What do you do?
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
The vanilla. I like the ribbon one, not the other one.
No, it's not. It's I don't know. I need to touch it, but they say it's a different texture, and mine smells like coconut.
Oh.
They have
Fancy.
vanilla, chocolate. Yeah. Wait, but after you brush your teeth, you have mint in your mouth. You don't want vanilla, do you?
Oh, so do you brush before or after you floss?
Oh, definitely brush before. I think that's the standard what you're supposed to do. It's less satisfying. You get less gunk. You floss before? You're gonna die at 20.
I flip flop. I do whatever I'm feeling like.
Really? How do you not have a ritual? How do you not do the same thing every day, eat the same thing, sit in the same spot, and execute in the exact same way your life daily?
Like a dog? Not even like my dog. My dog's all over the place.
I was like, is that a dog thing? Because I'm a dog.
Yeah, dog food.
It's more like a robot thing, which I am also.
Trying to be.
Okay. Well, good for you for flossing.
I floss,
so check. You're gonna. That's a longevity thing. Wait, what?
Nice.
I think there's a stat on it.
Now,
Increased or never flossing increased risk of mortality 30% when compared with flossing every day.
I guess that leads to my first question, though.
I know where this is going because you're a scientist.
Right, I'm
an
a
alchemist.
scientist. I'm an alchemist. I mean, are these things that are they correlation, or is this like, because I do think, gum disease would be really bad, and what's a good way to combat that? Flossing.
Yes.
So that would have a direct influence on my life, longevity, whatever you want to call it.
So these are
See what I'm
more
saying?
proxies, indicators, and less a thing that could help you live longer. So I think it is that people that floss also have other tendencies that help them stick around. I don't think it is that once you start flossing, you suddenly add years to your 30% to your life.
But it might be.
I mean, if you're not flossing now, there's no help. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's zero hope. So don't even start.
Get some new floss. I really hate that floss that splinters into little threads.
Mm-hmm.
If you floss too hard, it splits and it's just a bunch of really thin,
And some of it's in your teeth.
That freaks me out really bad. That's kind of why I like the picks, because if I'm taking a corner too hard, it'll just break off, and I'm like, cool, great, goodbye.
Taking a corner too hard. What is this Tokyo Drift in your mouth?
Yeah,
Fast and the Furious.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ugh. I can't believe you don't have a night ritual that's the same.
No, I don't. And sometimes I brush my teeth in the shower. Sometimes I brush my teeth in the sink. Sometimes I'm walking around the house while I'm brushing my teeth. It's a mess.
Taking a Zoom call.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's up? So glad we could do this.
Do you take floss when you travel?
Yeah. Well, I have a travel bag,
Yeah.
like a doc. I call it not a tote bag, a dob kit. Is that what you call it? That little zipper bag with your toothbrush and your
go bag. That's what I've heard.
I think for men it's called a dob kit.
Dob?
I don't know why.
Was it I feel like that's something you should know. You're a beard guy.
Like a
You're
job.
a style dude.
It's like a dog who's on the job. You know what I mean?
Dob. Date of birth. That's what DOB is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what it's called, but I have a million of them because I had one I really liked, and then I kept getting gifted ones from brands.
That tracks with your brand.
And also, it's a pretty good gift for a guy in your life if you. It's kind of a weird one because
if you're not an influencer who gets them at every event.
No, I mean it's a weird one to add because if he has one, he's set. But if he doesn't have a good one, it's a really good gift. How do you figure out if he has one or not? You ask his girlfriend,
or
or
travel with him.
You're like, hey, can I see your luggage real quick? No reason.
Is it common to have one that's just beat up too?
Yeah, you have one and then you just never get. Like my dad is from 1905, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had one and then I got a new one and I didn't like it, so I went back to my old one. So I'm back on the old one now. Huh. But it is really good. That would be. It's funny. I always thought about for a long time doing a video like how girls do what's in your everyday purse or whatever.
Yeah.
What's in your dob kit? Because my dob is specific.
Wow.
Very tailored to my day to day, especially when I'm traveling. It's very I find stuff in there and I'm like, thank God I had this.
Previous Max looking out for current Max.
Genius.
Yeah.
Previous Max either is a genius. He's not. He just made this mistake and then was in the airport, never again! Just shoves it into the top kit or whatever.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Mine is a plastic gallon Ziploc bag.
That's classy. That's really nice. Where'd you get it?
From my parents' house, because I don't want to buy a whole thing of them. So when I go home at Christmas, I get a new one.
Gallon?
Yeah, a gallon with the thing on the
one.
top, because, you know, they're...
Zipper?
Yeah, they with the zipper.
Not the zipper? The
Oh, with the zipper. But, of course, it doesn't last a year, so that thing will fall off.
Right. Well, I have an extra one. You can have mine, except it's tiny.
What?
Although you...
Biannually, I'm going to upgrade?
I'll get Beard Club to send you one.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just make them send you a bunch of junk.
Love it.
It's junk you can't use.
When you use beard oil in my hair, I wonder what it would do.
I don't know. I don't know about oil. Beard Club offers other products. I'm not like making fun of them because I still am sort of employed by them.
Sure.
So. But I don't know about oil. Although Brittany puts oils in her hair.
Yeah.
Which is like treatments. I guess that's a real thing.
Maybe. I don't have dry hair, but I think that's a thing. No, for real, like
dry hair.
Oh,
just
man.
jump in the pool.
Well, we did talk about this. That you gotta filter your shower water now. That it makes your hair brittle.
Get a new shower head. Do you need a shower head, or do we need like a filter? I'll just glue a Brita.
Yeah.
Under my shower head, and then it'll fill, and then yeah.
I just go over to my fridge where the water comes out for your cup, and I'll just do a little bird bath, get the pits, PTA,
disgusting,
and then get out.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Let's talk more about the other things that may show that you are going to live a while.
No, on your list, did we find the same list? There's 4 things.
Oh, I found several lists and then consolidated the most interesting ones.
Okay. Teeth. So teeth makes sense to me. I guess is like.
Yeah.
That's one that I get.
Well, it also fits the type A type of person that would sort of want to care about their well-being, their own well-being.
It's like, is it directly chemically important to me to do this, and does this dictate the type of person that I am?
Yeah.
Like, for example, making your bed in the morning. Chemically, of course not. That has nothing to do with anything. But personality-wise, people think, oh, well, if I make my bed, then I'm more productive. Or the type of people who make their beds are
idiots.
Overachievers, productive, blah, blah, blah.
Have I ranted about this in the past?
You have.
Okay.
But you also told me you spent 8 hours painting a skeleton one time.
First of all, it was 80.
80, excuse me.
80.
Excuse me.
Gilding. Not painting.
You might say...
I'd have had less time to do that if I was
Had you not done that, you could make your bed every day for your whole life.
Why would I do that? Because now I have a gold skeleton!
Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, if I didn't do that...
80 hours.
I could have... Oh, I don't know. How long does it take to make a bed?
Good question. Ooh. How many beds are you making? How many times are you waking up?
Well, I do have a bunk, so... How many times are you waking up in the upper and or lower bed that you own? Stupid. What I'm saying is it's a waste, because then you're going to unmake it.
Sure.
So you just wasted time doing both of those. How much time does it take to unmake a bed? I calculated this.
I don't unmake the bed.
I spent 3 days flushing my toilet once. 3 whole days. Because I calculated, okay, I didn't tell my landlord for a while that you had to hold down the flusher for 5 seconds before it would flush. And I was like, it has been a long time that I've been doing this. And if I add up the 5 seconds times... Say I go to the bathroom 5 times a day, which it's way more because I hydrate very well. I'm going to live forever.
Nice.
And I added all that up and realized it was 3-point-something whole days that I sat there looking at my toilet,
how many
holding
times? A year.
It was maybe a year or more. I forget. There's a video about it. Anyway,
over a decade.
Can you imagine having
over 100 years, which I'm going to live till?
182 is that? The last one that we established?
Somebody said 180, yeah. I don't know.
That the human body can only handle.
Yeah. Sure.
But I mean, you could, replace parts or just upload your consciousness or whatever.
I was very much about that for a long, long time, and then I have
for 100 years I was about that.
I've recently come to the decision that I would not do that anymore.
You don't want because the metaverse looks lame.
Nope.
Go on.
When you upload a file, you're not taking that file and putting it somewhere else.
You're copying.
You're copying it and then deleting the original. So in a sense, you're just killing yourself.
You're cloning and murdering yourself.
Sure, you can do a lot of things before you kill yourself, but the kill yourself thing is probably the most important.
This is messing with my brain.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that movie Multiplicity where he wakes up and he's like the new guy, or he wakes up and he's the previous clone? You know, you wake up and you're in the machine.
No, that's not Multiplicity. That's The Prestige, which is a great movie.
Pretty sure what I'm talking about Multiplicity, but also
The Prestige is about magicians. It's got Wolverine and Batman and Alfred.
Yeah, I thought was that the one with twins, or is he actually cloning himself in that one?
In Multiplicity, which is also like 1991.
I watched it when I was 50 because I'm gonna live forever.
And it's Michael Keaton,
Yeah.
and he makes clones of himself.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
And there's 3 of them, I think.
I think 4, because the 4
4.
one really likes pizza.
So yeah, so that's what happens. The 4th one,
He's
he
a bad
clones
copy.
himself. Well, no, they copied one of the copies.
Oh, that's it. Yes.
And so he comes out all wonky because they didn't get all the original information. It's like
Right.
a copy of a copy. And so they messed that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was all about uploading the consciousness. I'd live in a
why'd you
robot.
tell
That
me
sounds
that?
awesome.
Oh, but you're not living in a robot.
I know. I'm sorry.
Unless you somehow replace your brain parts. Like replacing my arm, I'd still have my consciousness. It's the brain.
Yeah, that's easy.
Or I guess if you could regenerate. Get out. If you could regenerate the cells in your brain so that it's still. Oh, it's also that philosophy problem
Ship
where
Odysseus.
the ship. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You are a scientist, sir.
Well,
when you
that's
take a board
philosophy.
away from a ship, that ship is still there, but you do that enough times and you've completely replaced the ship. It's a new ship. When does it become a new ship? When is your brain different? Because we replaced the cells with new cells. Oh, right. And also, 7 years ago, all the cells in your body were different.
All of them?
Yeah, I think it's 7 years and your entire body is completely
What about brain brain?
reset. Yeah, they're different cells,
Good stuff.
but it's still holding that information. Oh, this is stupid. What? I just wanted to talk about if we're going to live long or not. I hate...
Now you have an existential crisis.
Okay. Ugh, next question.
The ship of Theseus.
Let's just do grip strength, because
That's a great one.
we had a thing for it. Okay, this is the hand excerpt, which I already did a video about this, but Max had left when I did it at a conference and you weren't there. So it was a bunch of YouTubers and no Max.
Oh, yeah.
So what we want is to see how strong you can pull. You just squeeze it for like 3 seconds, not even. You just go as hard as you can, and it'll tell you. And it'll
22.
tell you. It'll give you a 22.
Is that what you do? Did I do it right? Is it still going?
Yeah, but you gotta go like as hard as you can.
What
Hold
are
on, wait,
what are
before you
supposed
do
to
this. Grip strength consistently predicts mortality risk from all causes. It predicts better than blood pressure for
Oh, I don't know.
indicator of
Oh, this is kilograms. Then you tell me about this.
oh, right. Well, you pushed the buttons. I had it ready for you in pounds.
No, I remember. Alright, so what do I do? Hold it or do I just push it?
You just squeeze it. I mean, they say hold it at 90 degrees, but I found that if you leave it down, you can actually probably do better. You want to do right hand.
Oh, 97.
Okay, I know you can do better than that. Because that's really close to me.
I don't think so. It's like slipping.
Oh, you can also change the shape. Oh, it's also really sweaty and hot in here. Oh my goodness. All right, what are we looking for here?
101. There we go.
I knew it. I knew you could get triple digits.
102.
Okay, well,
101.8.
you absolutely did crush me.
Yeah, but now I'm doing it again. It's like
It's
like,
so much harder.
It's like 49.
Wait, why are you?
I don't know what's happening. It's like,
why is it rotating
it's twisting
on
in my
you?
hand.
Okay.
Is it twisting your hand?
No, you just hold it here. Let me reset. I'm gonna stand up for this.
Oh.
Yeah, I know the techniques. I've done this several times. Ho ho! PR! 84.
Nice!
Yeah, but you still were way better than that. You weren't even like
Mine's
gripping it
twisting in my
correctly.
hand.
But you see how it stayed in my hand?
Yeah, why? What did I do wrong?
I don't know. Do you want me to make it bigger?
Stand up.
No.
Let me stand up. I'll get
Very
my
proud of this.
suitcase.
I'm taking a picture because I've never gotten that high.
I'm not a big grip strength guy. I suck doing pull-ups.
Okay,
Yes.
go. Just, yeah, it'll... There we go. That's what I was looking for.
119?
Nice.
That's, no.
2. You missed.
It's a 2.2.
It didn't slip as much. Okay. My left hand is garbage comparatively.
It's like a can open.
I feel like if you had chalk, you would just break it.
What did Tarzan get?
140.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. In the video, his forearm's just huge, and then his veins. It's like amazing side lighting. He
Nice,
looked like
perfect.
Tarzan. So, that, I mean, this is another proxy, right? And it's not about grip strength, but it is specifically about your overall muscle, how much you hang on to. And this is a good way to indicate how much muscle you have into old age. But really, like, that's one of the number one things you should do is just hang on to muscle for as long as possible to stay.
I thought you meant like hang on to a pull-up bar.
No, working
Like,
on a
you're
grip
right,
strength
that's a good way to work it.
Although Juji Mufu has a whole company about grip strength, Grip Genie, and I've heard that increasing your grip strength will just up all of your other lifts.
Weird.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. But think about if you're, because I just took chalk to high mat, and it made everything lighter. I finally wasn't like
is
my
that
grip.
vegan chalk?
Yeah, vegan chalk.
That chalk better be vegan, better be kosher, better be non-dairy, non-GMO. Where'd you get that chalk? Did you steal it from a school? In fact, what type of school? It better be a private school.
Private school chalk. You paid for it by your tax dollars. Anyway, think about when you don't have to think about your grip, you get so much stronger.
Yeah.
Straps.
Just get some straps.
Right. I guess.
The worst part about my gym now is that I don't have a pull-up bar. I mean, I have a pull-up bar technically, but it's like slippery metal,
Oh.
It's
like
not,
chalk won't help that because there's not even any
No, there's no. It's
gnarl on it. Knurl.
It's
Or
kind of like a
knurling?
dumbbell handle, but it's not like that. Those little bumps. It's just smooth. So I literally get up and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm down.
Did you start using straps?
No, I just do pull downs now, which sucks. It's just not as fun and not as
Doesn't look as cool on Instagram.
Not even nearly. Although I was trying to take a break from pull ups anyway because my elbow was hurting me. But who cares? I'm back in.
Whatever. Okay, next thing.
Now, what does grip strength indicate? Muscle, I guess.
Yeah, your overall, how much muscle you're hanging on to at the moment.
I wonder what my thumb is. 16, not bad.
Solid.
I'm getting crude here, but you take this to the. Take this to the Abbey and just. Although it's not. Well, you'd want like a. It's getting gross.
What?
You'd want speed and power, I would imagine.
Indeed.
So you'd need like a heavy bag. How they at the bar they have that thing, that heavy bag you punch.
Oh yeah, they'd have one.
They need
for
a
your,
speed bag, but
hands.
they need a speed bag also.
Yeah, is your left weaker? I got like a 68 on my left.
Now I don't know because I got like 90.
Yeah, that's still crushing me on my right.
But it was weird that I stood up and I was 25 points higher than.
I don't know. Yeah, because it's a total body thing. It's not just.
Also, I need to make that 90. That's great.
Also, and your scores will just drop. The first full out.
Oh, really?
Next one, you're not going to beat the first one. It's pretty crazy. Okay. Next one, ability to sit and stand. You just did this.
Yeah, but I realized I didn't do it the right way.
Okay,
It's
so
not
if you
the
can
ability-
sit and stand without using your hands,
That's what I thought.
that indicates that you're doing pretty well. You're gonna keep on living.
So now, but when I looked at it again, it's sit cross-legged and then stand up without uncrossing your feet until the end.
So just push forward.
Push up.
Yeah.
Whereas
And
I was
sort of
like swiveling around, and I was like,
doing a
okay, I
full
can
split.
lean here. Yeah, exactly.
So
But
it's this.
It's just straight up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You do it.
But I fell.
Well, it's because you're on an uneven surface.
Indeed, also like you can see.
Yeah. I don't want to see mine. It's kind of funny.
Okay.
Like Brittany can do it no problem. She was.
So
like,
does it sit down and stand up?
No, I think it's just start from
so
sitting.
start sitting. And then you can there are different scores where if you use one hand, it's -1 point, -2 hands. If you had to touch the floor, you just your knees. They're all different indicators of how bad you're doing, but the best you want is from cross-legged Indian style. Are we allowed to say that? We changed that, right?
Well, I don't know. Who's in charge of the
Kindergartners.
The sitting police.
Sitting police. From cross-legged to standing up.
Which
no hands.
Which is fine. It makes sense. But there's other ones. Like I honestly think that the way I was doing it would be more indicative. Like just get up any way you can. Show me your balance.
Yeah.
Show me how you can. There's
With
another
a pipe
one,
behind your back. Have you seen that?
Yeah, there's another one on TikTok where you're lying on your belly.
Yeah.
With your legs extended and your arms behind your back, and you have to get up from there without using your arms.
Yeah.
That I think is like a lot more interesting. And I also want to see how you think about doing it.
How much beard is involved?
Do I just rise mentally because I'm so enlightened?
Just floats. But think about it. It seems to make sense. You know, when you would, let's say you're in an improv scene and you've just been indicated that you're an old person.
Sure.
So the first thing you would do would like have trouble getting up. You know, that's like what happens when you get older. Is
That's
that
true.
you can't just function without guidance.
Yeah.
Assistance.
Yeah, I mean everything slows down. Your strength goes, your flexibility goes, your mobility goes.
Flexibility. Ooh, I didn't think about
See, that's
that.
what I would
not on
think.
here.
That's what I would think is like if I was making my list, flexibility would be number one. Heart
Well, mine's
rate would be
based
number
on the
two.
internet, and yours is based on just in your brain.
Right.
Not that one is better than the other, honestly.
I'd say like, do you brush your tongue? How many times are you eating red meat? Not enough.
Oh wait, let's do that one. How much broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts do you eat?
A lot of broccoli.
Do you?
Not a lot of cauliflower because it's disgusting.
What? It's better than broccoli.
No, that's ridiculous.
What? It's
First
like
of all, it has no taste.
Oh
Second
my
of all,
goodness.
if there is a taste, it tastes like a foot.
no, it's like pure, beautiful white broccoli.
Okay, easy with the beautiful, pure white comments here. I like green. I like all colors of the rainbow here. Specs.
I can't believe no. You know what? What smells like feet is broccoli. It's like a cleaner version of
Broccoli is the green one, right?
Yeah.
The cauliflower is the white one?
Yes.
No, you're dead. You're dead wrong.
You walk into a room where someone's been cooking broccoli, and you're like, it's a little feety.
Smells
in here."
good. What is that? Garlic? And you're like, yeah, babe, I'm just frying up some broccoli.
Okay. The most important anti-aging pathway in the body is an NRF2. Activating that unleashes many antioxidant pathways, increases glutathione, which we had the glutathione guy on, and triggers the anti-aging phenotype. So basically, yeah, if you're vegan, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I went to Brazilian barbecue last night and had about 50 pounds of red meat only.
I had 4 servings of broccoli mixed with cauliflower last night.
That's too bad about the cauliflower, but yeah, for sure. The other thing I don't like about...
I saved the cauliflower for last. I'll pick out the broccoli and have the cauliflower last.
So stupid.
So it's a treat.
Brussels sprouts, I feel like, are often prepared poorly. And so they're pretty gross. Whereas, like, I feel like people have figured out how to make broccoli pretty good. They figured out how to make cauliflower pretty good, too, because you just douse it in buffalo sauce and you can't taste anything at all. But,
It's deep fried.
like, Brussels sprouts, I'm like...
Really? Okay.
like they're kind of good, but not really. And also, I feel like I get real like gassy after them.
I taste Brussels sprouts for days if I go to a restaurant and have them.
It's
when I make it, it's fine.
Actually, with all of them in small amount, like when I eat full bowls of broccoli,
Sure.
I'm like, why is my stomach like a balloon right now? It's crazy, and I'm not even. The worst part is
all
I'm
the
not.
meat you had before it.
Yeah, right. It's the meat I had 2 weeks ago. It's
No.
just like, bleh, and I'm not even burping or farting or you know what I mean. I'm just like, just in my belly. I'm like huge. It makes me so uncomfortable sometimes.
So it makes you want to not eat broccoli.
Yeah.
Okay, when you said that Brussels sprouts are poorly prepared, and I agreed, I thought you meant prepared in a way that is extremely unhealthy yet delicious. And you're saying it's prepared in a way that's not good tasting.
The only time it's good is when it's like doused in bacon and
Yeah,
sauce
and fried
and double fried.
crispy black.
Yeah, totally.
So
fine.
it's got that
That
smoky,
char.
yeah.
That's cancerous.
And it's a carcinogen with a whole lot of oil on it. It's delicious.
Carcinogen.
Sorry, it's 5 syllables. Yes, carcinogen.
It's like cinnamon.
The cinnamon challenge.
The synonym challenge.
Yeah, well.
So, but why are those things? Because they're leafy greens? Because they're, what is that word? Flowery?
Yeah, and they're activating the NRF2 pathway, which I... Now,
Those are the only 3?
Yeah, well, no.
Kale
Because
doesn't do that,
I
or-
also wrote down foods in the Brassica family. So kale, yes.
Yeah.
Cabbage, cauliflower. We already said cauliflower. And curcumin, found in turmeric, and the primary spice that's in Indian curries.
Yeah.
So go eat Indian food. That'll do it. You'll live forever if you eat Indian food.
Yeah,
You
I
heard it
feel
here,
great.
folks. All right.
Leafy greens, I believe that. You should, clearly there's things that in leafy greens that are so incredibly good for you because they taste so incredibly bad.
If it's not good for you, or if it doesn't taste
You know what I
good,
don't
it must
mind?
be
I don't
good.
mind spinach. I can feel like I can eat spinach forever and ever. I don't mind kale. It's just it's not very good.
By itself.
So I'd much
Uncooked?
rather, sometimes what I do is like, I'll just like, the best thing about spinach, and this is, you can do the same thing with kale, is like you can either fry it in like a huge plate or bowl, like shoot, just shrinks into like a golf ball.
It's just a
And then
supplement.
you're like, boom, done.
You swallow it.
Boom. It's 2 plates of
Kale.
2 plates of kale down the hatch, Done and
I
done.
mean, I guess that is the idea behind supplements, right?
Right?
How do we refine this so we just take it in and sort
Right.
of
And then how do we smush it?
consuming it? Smush it. Pre-smushed to put in your body. Okay. Just a couple more. I'm trying to go in an interesting order. Okay. How fast do you walk?
Yeah, that was one I saw, and I found it insulting.
Because I'm scrolling Instagram.
How fast do I walk? Hey man, I'll get there when I get there. How about that? How about you wait for me? You know what I mean?
You're dead before you get there.
If you want to run, we can run. And if I want to turn it on, I'll turn it
One or
on.
the other.
But you know what? I'll just walk. At my own leisurely pace. I
Okay.
walk extremely slowly. Which I'm sure it
I'm
pairs well.
flossing while I walk.
I'm sure it
so-
pairs well with the next one, which is like how much stress in your life do you have?
Oh, I didn't even write that
Do you know
one
what I mean?
down. That's so
So
silly.
like I'm super stressed, so I'm power walking everywhere, and I have
Mhm.
no stress, so I'm just like sort of dilly dallying. I don't know. I don't believe the walking one at all.
Yeah.
I only believe the walking one if it's like in absence of other exercise.
Oh, yeah. If walking is the only thing you do, fine. Over 7,000 males and 31,000 female recreational walkers found that walking
7,000 males.
your intense.
So that means they probably polled like 40,000 people each, 40,000 men and women, and 31,000 women were like, yeah, I like walking. Walking's fun. And
The dudes are
seven.
like,
And 33,000 men were like, no, I don't walk anywhere. I drive. What are you talking about?
Okay. Weird.
Mall? I do a drive-through mall.
Drive-through mall. That's a strip mall. That's what those are. They invented those.
Exactly. Who do you
Okay.
think
Those
invented
who
them?
walk the fastest tended to die the least.
Died the least?
Yeah. The fastest died the least.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they all died.
Oh. I mean, least. Yeah, whatever. That's what I.
Earliest.
I'm just right. No. I wrote
Latest?
down. Oh, I guess they're like polling 31,000 people, and then if you're walking fast, you're still alive.
Right, of course.
So they died the least, and then 20,000 of them are dead because they're slow
They're
walkers.
they're full dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slow. They're
The
probably
amount of dead that they are is full.
yeah. They
Get
probably
out.
were walking slowly in crosswalks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it was. I got hit by a car. Okay. Oh, this one. Do you remember?
Although I will say, I think people who walk all the time instead of driving, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
All those crazy European people who are just walking through their walking cities,
Yeah.
and then we're stuck
Or
in
those
LA.
crazy LA people walking through their LA cities.
Yeah, right. It's a nightmare.
Gonna live forever. Well, biking, how do you feel about that?
Biking is, it's cool. It's kind of a flex on everyone who doesn't know how to ride a bike. But other than that, it's cool.
I
Now-
honestly never thought about my bike being in your presence and an insult at the same time.
Only if you had streamers, then I would be really upset. But now it just looks so dumpy. I'm like, it's a piccata right.
My streamers are in there somewhere.
Pop them on.
So that so my bike can be undumpy.
Yeah, you want to flex a little bit. And I don't know why you would ever ride a bike without having streamers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You might as well like lift weights in like loafers and you know what I mean.
You know what I did? It was because I made it glow and then turned it into a fur cycle, and then you saw a drum set, and so it was kind of confusing with like, are we doing fancy here, or I just wanted to focus on the one piece of art and the message.
Right. What's the tone
fur.
of?
Yeah.
What's the dress code?
Yeah. I should put it back on. You're
Fair
right.
enough. Yeah.
Also, that's Christine's bike, so she's gonna have.
Just put them on.
Yeah. She'll
Super
love
glue
it.
them on. And then if you can't
Yeah.
get one of those flag things
Oh
that
yeah.
like the golf carts have, or the shopping carts.
Or is it little kids'
Go
bikes?
karts. Go karts.
Or a handle for my mom to push. Twice in one episode.
And a basket in the front for all your stuff. For all your
I used to have a
glass
basket.
bottles of milk.
My bike in Pittsburgh in college because I would bike to the liquor store
Nice.
and bike liquor back in my basket.
But what if you fell?
Well, it didn't.
That would be about as big of a bummer as
Catastrophe.
you could possibly do. One time when we bought, we were underage, well, at one point we bought 40s of beer, and we snuck them into our friend's backpack, and then the zipper on his backpack broke. And they just started falling and shattering. It sounded like gunfire. Only
No.
it was just shattered beer everywhere. It was so depressing.
Ugh. It's hard to shatter a bottle that's sealed.
Yeah, well, you just drop it straight onto brick.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
I know this because my dad used to work at a bar, and he said that you would have to smash the bottles when you're done with them, so you couldn't reuse them or refill them or whatever.
Mm.
That was a part of legality. When you finished a liquor bottle, you break it.
That's
And
weird.
he couldn't do it if the cap was on it because there's
There's a
pressure in there
pressurized area.
and pressure on the outside, and so you'd have to take the cap off to do that.
Weird.
Yeah. Weird that I remember that because I know he told me when I was really young.
Just sitting on your, I'm imagining you like on the ledge of a bar, or like a bar store. Or
My
whatever.
feet swinging.
And so this is called a Moscow Mule. And you're like, wow, that sounds fun.
Ugh, okay. 2 more.
Uh-huh.
Your button pushing abilities. So, basically,
Is this the right list?
Great title. Your reaction time lead to increased risk for premature death and cardiovascular issues. You still laughing at yourself?
I think I'll buy it. I won't, but I'll buy it in the sense of like reacting to, like somebody gonna run you over and you should react.
I think they said that in the article. It was more than just that. It was your reaction time speaks of your whole neurological everything, not just, not gonna get hit by a bus. Do you remember, this is a video on my fitness channel, where we went to drag racing? Was that what it's called?
That was
And
awesome.
Leah Purcell showed us her reaction time tester game thingy.
It was outrageous. First of all, the game was not that great, but sorry, Leah. Leah Purcell.
Thought it was engaging.
But her abilities were outrageous.
So, drag racers just sit there and watch red light to yellow light to green light. And on green light,
They
the amount
floor
of
it.
time it takes them to floor it is directly correlated with how successful they are, how much money they make, who wins the races. It's all that. And that is
amazing.
I mean, there are obviously other things like honing your car. She's also super fit. There's something about her fitness level and her ability to deal with several levels of gravity. But a big thing is reaction time, and so she would just practice watching lights go red to yellow to push the button green.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was such a funny specified game for her.
Right, and also it wasn't a game. That's her job. That's her career.
Well, yeah, it was like a practice game. Yeah.
I mean, I guess in the sense that a flight simulator is a game for a pilot.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Isn't it?
I don't know. So then my whole secret YouTube channel that I've never shown to anyone, that's just a game for a YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great game.
Just uploading videos that I'll never show anyone because they're awful. Well, okay, so...
That's also one that, like, I feel like people would think that is an indicator of... Or they would take it as that's an indicator of longevity, and so they would practice it.
Yeah.
And then you could just get good at that. It doesn't affect the rest of your...
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's something else about your body that improves your reaction time that is the
feels
actual
like
thing. That
makes it feels like a lot of these things. Like, bodybuilders probably have insane grip strength. Do they have great overall longevity health? Who knows?
They're
probably not.
Screwed.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of stress on the old ticker. It's a lot of weird food going in and out. It's a lot, it's whatever. It's like, I think a lot of these things, I take them with a grain of salt, but I also, some of them I'm like, oh, that would be cool to have fairly fast reaction time. Maybe I'll work on that.
Well, and you can practice with that. I
sure.
want to do isolation tests to see if I can get better.
Just hold.
I'm going again. Gotta be 84.4.
She's got it. She's got it.
This is sweaty.
Focus. Yeah,
this is my fault. My studio is very... Well, no, it isn't, because we have to turn the AC off to do this, otherwise you guys would hear it.
We have to turn the AC off, otherwise the mold would stop growing.
Get out! All right, go.
What cracked? Was that your hand?
Yeah, that was... Oh, 77.2! That was garbage. Blech. Yeah, that was my fingers.
Oh my god.
What?
What about cracking your knuckles? Is that on the list?
No.
Well, then my middle school information is way off.
That cracking your knuckles will kill you? Yeah. I don't know. Didn't we talk to a chiropractor about that? And he was like, it's fine.
He was like, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was Nate?
Yeah.
No. Was it somebody else?
Nate Lazinski.
Yeah.
All right, final one. Your life purpose.
Purpose, yeah, that makes sense.
Having something to live for helps you live longer with a lower disease burden. So also health span, not just lifespan.
Huh.
Do you have meaning? Do we have meaning?
I'll buy that.
I'll buy the meaning of life.
I don't know.
Like those couples where they're really old and then one dies and then a couple days later the other one does.
Yeah. Or the guy works a job until he's in his 90s and then quits and then dies the next day. These are real scientific facts, by the way.
Yes. Story is based on science studies.
Definitely not old wives' tales. I don't know. I think it helps. You know what I think? I think having a purpose helps for overall happiness.
Doesn't happiness help for longevity too?
Yes. But I would say happy is more directly, I disagree. I push you off.
I think happy is so ephemeral and waves. It's in and out. Mm-hmm. But purpose, you don't have it sometimes and then not. You achieve, you get to a point where you know why you were put on this earth.
I think you're
or you feel as though you're contributing.
You're taking it from a person who's well adjusted and who's actually thought about this. Whereas people can have a purpose and not really ever think about it. Their purpose is, I go to my job and I work really hard and then I come home and that's my purpose. Well, it's just they don't think about it in that existential way.
Right. If they don't feel they have a purpose, then they'll probably...
They feel they have a purpose. No. It's to go to work but then you're like, oh yeah, but what do you do? They're like, oh, I'm a meter maid. I give parking tickets. And then you're like, that's your purpose? And they're like,
I would never say
that. No, I guess, no. My purpose is to go to work and do a good job, not to You're thinking about purpose like, what do I create with my life? What do I provide?
Yes.
What do I give?
And you're thinking about it like, how would someone else feel
I have a
about it?
goal, and am I achieving my goal? And frankly, have I thought about my goal?
Oh, not like an overall why do I exist, but what do I have to do today to keep my life in check?
Bingo.
You think that
Counts as purpose.
that's more important than an overall spiritual life purpose thing?
No, I think what you're talking about is nicer, more important, and more rewarding, but it's also harder. And it also takes a lot of time to reflect and find yourself, and trial and error, and like getting sad because something didn't work out, and not having a purpose is really depressing.
Oh, if you had one and lost it?
If you thought, or you had one you thought, and turns out like, oh, I guess I'm not.
Turns out, after 13, if you're not already headed to the Olympics, you should stop figure skating.
Take a hike, yeah. Isn't there something about like Olympic athletes getting super depressed after they?
That sounds right. That checks out.
I feel like that's more of a scientific thing than the first two.
The first two examples that we gave?
That we gave / made up.
But I also haven't really heard of that. I mean, it makes sense, but I've never heard of Olympic athletes just...
Yeah, I think once they're done with their sport, and especially because they end
like,
so
that's who
young.
I am.
Who am I? What do I do now?
Yeah.
I'm retired. I'm 18. I'm retired theoretically. You know. I think it's not just Olympic athletes. It's professional athletes when they get when they retire also.
Sure.
I think it's
Or
just a big life
dancers.
change. Right.
There's a sell-by date on that. I mean, I guess choreographer is your option.
Sure. You could say in the I guess the business or the field or whatever, or you could try something completely different. But even that's kind of scary.
Totally.
You know, I'm an ex-football player. I'll be a broadcaster now. I'm commentating on football, so it seems like it's the same, but it's a totally new job. It's a totally new set of challenges. You know,
Right.
what I mean? It's gonna be hard. But I think having something, I guess purpose is like, I'm sort of taking it in like a bunch of different ways. And I think accomplishing something leads to happiness. Accomplishing tasks.
Feeling like you're getting somewhere.
I checked off my
Yeah.
checklist, whether that leads to a greater purpose
Yeah.
or that just leads to like, all right, I got all my errands done.
So, just putting food on the table for kids, you would count that as purpose versus I'm here so that I can
Right.
nurture my children to fully self-actualized in humans. You're just looking at it like, okay, I have something to do today, so I'm gonna keep living.
I think both viewpoints are valid for sure.
Interesting. So yeah, just have
But
a
you don't have
reason
any-
to live,
you don't have
and
any
then you'll
kids.
keep living. Yeah. So I can't blame them for my death.
Ugh, these stupid kids. They'll be the death of me.
They'll be the death of me. Huh. Okay, so how we've established that 180 is reasonable for the both of us?
Yeah, I'll race you. Yeah, I'll race you. But I think I eat a lot of red meat. That's my biggest downfall. I eat a lot of red meat now.
I mean,
I sleep pretty good.
but so many people out there now, we need to get a carnivore diet person on. Because it's such a thing now that they're saying that, in fact, vegans are idiots.
Right. They sure are.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Dr. Stephen Gundry, I'd love to talk to him.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a combination of, grain marketing,
Grain marketing.
big grain,
Yeah.
big flour, whatever, big bread. But I think that all red meat. I mean, come on.
You're sold that red meat is killing you.
I don't think it's killing me. I think people who do carnivore diet are dumb. Boom.
He said it.
No, the people who are really dumb are the people who buy diet plans and cookbooks from carnivore diet people.
Why? That's not dumber than just carnivore dieting.
Because if I'm buying a supplement or something from someone who's on Instagram telling me that carnivore diet is the way to go, maybe he's telling the truth, maybe he's not, but I'm paying him for his dumb information.
Mm-hmm. So not just being dumb, but losing money over your dumbness.
Yeah.
is what you're really insulting. Yeah, that's fair.
Specifically, one of my friends.
Shout out Max's friend.
He was like, "It's great. You just have to get over the hump where you have to wear a diaper because you can't control your bowels anymore." But that's only like a couple of weeks, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll have a salad."
I mean, anything that I really love always had a hump. I'm just saying.
Sure.
Exercising, barefoot walking, flossing. You get over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a tough thing until it becomes rewarding.
I don't think your analysis of humps is correct.
My veganism had a hump. Man, there was a time where I was in tears because I hated it so much. I was just like, I can't.
Right.
I can't continue. It was like day 40.
But a hump, in theory, is like, it's not a hump. It's an entrance fee. That's what you really mean.
Yeah.
What is the barrier to entry? What is the fee? What do
Where
I have to get past?
Where it sucks until it feels good.
Whereas I think a lot of what you're talking about is you just get used to it sucking, and then it just sucks.
No, because working out
well,
feels good.
Fine.
Oh, you think I just changed my baseline of suck?
Yep.
I'm not bad about it. That's fine. No, because I actually like fasting. Oh wait, I missed one. I'm so glad we kept talking.
Do you like fasting, or are you used to how bad it feels, and now it's not scary anymore?
No! Yeah. I actually like it. You know what I hate is having to think about what I'm going to eat all day.
You know, I used to like staying up
Autophagy.
late and getting like kind of it's like kind of like a drunk feeling from not getting enough sleep. You're loopy and you're like kind of happy. You know, I got over the hump with that. And then I realized, oh wait, this is actually incredibly unhealthy. And I just like it now because I'm used to this feeling, and I have a feeling that I can predict what I will feel. So like a predictable outcome, that was really fun for me. And then I was like, oh wait, this is incredibly unhealthy. It's all so stupid.
A predictable outcome is what makes things fun.
I think sometimes, yeah. A predictable feeling.
It makes it tolerable at least, yeah. More so. Man, the human brain does not like uncertainty.
Nah.
Okay, final one after we did the final one is autophagy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're all likely to improve longevity. I didn't say because autophagy is when your cells kill all of the cells, clean up all of the cells that are already dead, right? And so that's great. What do you mean? Why wouldn't it be great to clean up your body and get rid of the dead things hanging around holding you back from continuing to live? But the way to trigger that is by fasting, being in ketosis, exercise, polyphenols, so like the stuff that's in coffee. There's a lot of polyphenols in coffee, and I think berries. Don't quote me. Anyway, you exercise.
Yeah, I'm glad we snuck in fasting there. That was almost a full. We almost went a full episode without talking about fasting. We almost verbally fasted on the topic of fasting.
Never.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit.
Well, you were in ketosis, didn't even know it. Yeah, that's right. Secret faster. Accidentally metabolically flexible, and you're mad about it.
In ketosis and didn't even notice. You had it. It was right there.
Oh man!
I'm not now though. I ate a bunch of Skittles right before this, so I made sure to just.
You're not gonna get scurvy. That's such a weird thing. So one of my friends in college was eating so much ramen that she got scurvy because there's 0 vitamin C in it. And the doctors were like, if you just had one Skittle, you would have been fine. Like, what are you doing that you only ate ramen for this long? And she's like, well, I'm a pirate, so.
Right. Yar.
Yar. Okay.
Okay.
Well, this has been great. Let us know in the comments how long you all are going to live. And don't forget to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. That helps us out a whole lot. And we'll see you next week.